I know she has some. So yeah, I know Sudha has a little bit Java background, so I think she's been doing really well. So I see this is almost in a very good shape. So you're declaring all the variables, and you have also identified name means what type, and you're capturing the date. We asked for age, but you're capturing the date. That's okay. Okay, I think you're
Date in the sense
capturing
joining.
the joining date. Okay, that's good. So slowly we will, instead of using these general terms, right, we can use the actual Java function names. Okay. For
Okay.
display, there is a function called print. So we'll start
Printed.
using that print. So that way we will learn the Java language. And Java is what is most commonly used nowadays. So it will be good to start using it. And for accepting, again, there is, if depending on the language, you have scanf in C or C in the C++ language. Likewise, you can also use some of the Java equivalent functions. So this is all fine. I see you have used double quotes for strings, and so you're accepting the salary. So here you can accept 3 times probably. Instead of just getting once, you can write a small loop here. So for
Okay.
now, you can use a if condition to use a counter and use it 3 times, and then you can loop here. That is one
I just
improvement you
calculate
can do,
everything.
because you are accepting salary. You are getting one salary, monthly salary, okay, and you are doing 3 times. This is also good. So these are called arithmetic operators. Okay, you can see here she has used equal to, salary, into 3. We use star, plus, minus, all those operators. Those are all basic arithmetic operators. So you can see a lot of concepts are already you have started to use here. And the same steps, if we write it in algorithm fashion, and I'll show you today how to write this in algorithm fashion. And algorithm, later we'll move or translate that algorithm into a programming language. But pretty much, I think this is in a good shape. You have done, you're starting with 20,
20 lines.
10, 10, 5, 3. See, this is a good use. She has got the idea that you have to start with the higher number. Because if you start with lower number, right, if the salary is greater than 3 lakh, yes, it will be
Yes
greater,
or
but it
no?
might be 5 or 10 or 20 also. So starting with higher number is a good idea here. So you got yes, no. If it is yes, you're just printing it as tax is 50%. You can use display here to print. Or you're telling set, sorry, you're doing a set here. So for set, you can tell
That's the
tax equal to,
function.
yeah, you can just tell tax equal to 50% or tax equal to 50. And that text can display.
That's it.
Yeah. This is fine, but the thing is here you are using set. So you can start using this kind of assignment operators, total equal to salary. So what we are doing is, instead of telling calculate, you can tell directly total equal to salary times 3, and start using semicolons. So you'll get an idea
Okay.
how programming languages are written. I told
Mhm.
every sentence, every command, you end it with a semicolon. Slowly stop using this. It's okay. You can use this terminology for a flowchart.
For the
Then we are
others,
Mhm.
for the others to understand, I just
Yeah, that is good. So we'll see Rabia's example. Maybe that will be good. Sudhas is always is in a good shape.
Yes,
I see
here
she's done
I have forgotten to take the display.
correct. I observed this. You should be coming back at this step. So
After
everybody
this,
is following, right? You are first declaring all the variables, because these are the variables that you use below to gather or capture or accept the values. For example, you are trying to use marks, sum, and I. So you can see sum she's calculating, she's gathering here. Please enter the marks. And she should be collecting the marks actually after this, after display.
yes,
You should
that
have a
wait
step
a
to,
minute.
yeah. one step to tell accept the marks, and you should have the counter to tell I equal to I plus 1. Also parallelly you are calculating total is sum plus marks. Whatever marks you are accepting, you keep on adding it. So you can add and send it backward. You are incrementing here. You are checking if it is 5 marks by using a counter. And then you are displaying the total. So this is good. We'll move on to Rabia's assignment. So for others, you are familiar with writing flowcharts. Aisha and Khan, Zarina Khan, right? So are you familiar with writing flowchart, or this is your first time you are seeing the flowchart?
Yeah, kind of the first time.
First time, sir.
Okay, what you have to do is go through my previous 2 trainings, just day number 2 and day 3. Those 2 trainings you take a look, you'll get an idea. So what we are doing is we are just depicting, we are representing a program using diagrams. So every step by step we are telling computer. She is starting the program here. First step she is telling is display. You should use display or print. Let us use the function name print. And enter the employee name, accept employee name. She's accepting here. So we are using these symbols to accept and display. So enter the date of joining. You should declare all of this in the beginning, Rabia. I think that is what you have missed. You're accepting the employee name and date of joining you're accepting. So try to create this as small words like how she has used, right? Don't give spaces. See, make it like E underscore name. It's a short form, employee name. You can tell E underscore join, joining date, salary, tax. So when you want to display a message, use double quote, and this is a message you are displaying. This can be anything. You can write very clear messages. But while accepting, these are the variables. We are storing the value. So let it be small so it's easy to write and it saves time. Let it have some meaning.
Okay, sir.
This is good. So here, instead of telling accept date of joining, you can start using DOJ or employee date or employee joining, E underscore joining, something like that. First month, second, third, you have collected 3 salaries. This is good. You can write this program in multiple ways, right? You are collecting first month, second month, third month individually. This is also good, but if you like, you can write a small if condition here. Small loop you can write. Keep collecting the month salary. You can use a counter. You can tell one counter you can keep. You can tell month number equal to 0. Okay. So first time you tell, please enter salary for
June, actually.
Yeah, no, instead of that, you can tell, please enter the salary for first month.
First month.
That first is there, right?
Yes,
Or you can tell, enter the salary for month number 1.
okay.
So that 1 you can declare here in the beginning.
Okay,
And after collecting, you increment that. And you also check whether the number is less than 3. Then you tell continue. Give a loop here. I can see people have not used here, but she has done a different technique. She has taken 1 month and she's multiplying 3 times. But you can write a loop here.
sir.
Do you want me to show, or are you guys following? You're comfortable? I think I'll not spend too much time.
I think I work right now.
Okay, something like this. So you are declaring a variable. Integer, you can tell. Var means variable, okay? You don't have to in some languages. Java, we don't tell it's a variable. You just you don't use declare also. You simply start. You just tell integer. I want to month equal to 1. You start with 1. You have to collect 3 months of salary, right?
Yes, sir.
Number less than 3. So we can read it. Just writing it outside so you can read it. It is true. Go back to collecting the values. So here what you will do, use this ready symbol. Now drawing with this is time consuming. Enter salary, month. There is a plus operator, okay? You are writing a sentence and you want to add some extra string, okay? Month number. So here what we did is we are displaying a message. Please enter salary for month number. And I want to keep this month number dynamic. So that is coming from this variable. Month number is 1. So first time it will print 1. Enter salary for first month. Salary for month number 1. That's what I'm printing. And again, what little below. Accept. Salary. I don't want this. I need to calculate here. See, this square box is for calculations, right? And this
Yes, sir. Input.
parallelogram is for display and accepting the values. So here you will tell total salary, total salary plus current salary. Keep on adding. And after this, you will check whether you have collected all the 3 months or you just collected for first month. One thing I forgot here. What is that? Can somebody tell me, except Sudha, others, I want others to try. For this loop to work, see, I have declared month number and I'm telling please enter first month. Please enter salary for month number. What will be the value for this? What will be the first message? I know it's not legible. We are declaring number. Let us, instead of integer, right? You can use integer number equal to 1. This is what I'm declaring here. Are you following? Rabia or who's the other person? Let me see. I have 11 participants. Uzma and I want one of you to answer. Sudha, you can keep quiet for some time. I want others to try this. See, I'm declaring number as
First month salary.
correct. So here what I'm printing, enter
Salary for month number plus month.
Plus 1, this plus, right?
Yes,
It will
sir.
concatenate. We call it as a concatenation.
Okay.
When you use plus for a number, here I'm using it for a number, okay?
Okay.
So here I'll be declaring.
First month salary.
Wait, I'll for example, total salary equal to 0. See, pay attention. I'm using this as a number.
Yes, sir.
Just write it as continuous because I don't have space. Number salary equal to 0. These are all numbers. Month number is a number. Total salary is a number.
Yes, sir.
Salary is also a number. So on numbers, right, you can do regular arithmetic operations. What is the meaning of arithmetic operation? Regular addition, subtraction.
0 plus 1.
Correct. So whenever you use like this, right, because this here I am doing numbers, right, both are numbers, it will add them and the result it will store in total salary. So what I'm doing is I'm using this total salary as a bucket. First time it will be 0.
Yes, sir. Second.
I'll accept the new salary. So 0 plus the salary.
Salary is equal to 1 means.
And that total value I'm storing back into total salary.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right? So
Yes.
for example, I'm asking what is your salary? They tell, okay, 5 lakh rupees. So you'll tell 5 lakh plus 0 and I'll store it into 5. Total salary will become 5 lakh.
5 lakh, yes, sir.
It will be 0 here, but it will become 5. Now after this, I'm checking whether the month number is less than 3 because I have to collect salary for three months.
3 months, yes, sir.
So what is the value of month number? It is 1 here.
1 here.
And it is 1 is less than 3. Yes, it is true. That is why
Yes, sir.
we'll be able to continue.
Yes, sir.
If it is false, I will tell, okay, stop. Okay, if it is false, then I will tell display, calculate whatever, calculate the average or check. You have written the other flow here, right? For Rabi's example. If salary is greater than 3 lakh, you are displaying the message. This flow you can continue. But do you see one problem here? I want you people to catch that problem. So you see what is this? You are creating a loop here.
Yes, sir.
You want system to keep repeating. You will display, gather the salary, add the salary. You see whether it is 3 times, and then you again go back.
Go back.
Ask for salary, second month salary.
10 lakh.
So, but do you think this will change? What will happen to this month number? What is the problem in this loop?
It will be going on month by month, month by month. It won't stop.
Yes, exactly. Good, Romana. So here you see the problem. Whenever you write a loop, system will keep on repeating it. How it will repeat? It is purely based on this condition. You are telling if it is true, go back and continue, go back and continue. You want this condition to fail. That is when it will come out of this loop. You want system, if you want it to continue, right? You want to make it go out of this loop. When do you want to go out of this loop? When the month has exceeded more than 3 times.
More than 3 times.
And
And
3
how
times.
do you make it to increment? What do you have to do in this loop? How will you make the system to come out of this?
Like put a condition.
Okay. What should I put a condition? Think about it and tell me.
If it
the
exceeds
month-
more than 3 times, stop.
Right, that is what I have written here. If the month is
Great.
less than 3, continue.
Less than 8 months.
I can write
3
reverse way.
months.
If month is greater than 3, I can tell go out. But I wrote in a reverse way, so it can continue.
Yes.
You can write it in 2 ways, right? I told you yesterday. You are playing with true and false. If month is less than 3, you are telling go back. First time, what will be the month?
0.
1.
No. Why it is 0? You are declaring
1.
1.
Okay, whatever you declare, it starts with that number.
1. Okay. 1.
It is 1. So you are telling why I declared 1. These two are 0. I could have started with 0 also. But I want to use this in my message here. If I use 0 here, my message will become, please enter salary for month number 0. So I don't want to do that. I want to start with number 1. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
I'm starting with 1. It will tell first month salary, enter first month salary. I can write it in different ways. This message, right? You can write it this way also. Display. Please enter. See how I am using the double quotes, okay? Pay attention to this. Please enter month number plus ST. I'm adding first, second like that, or it is little bit, it again takes logic, right? First month means 1 and ST, it will print because it's 1. Please enter first month salary. Second means it will become, when it becomes 2, right? Please enter 2. Instead of, I can't put ST here because I have to change it to second. Third means RD, third.
Third.
So it becomes dynamic ST, this sentence. So I'll just leave it here. I can do that also. I have to write extra logic here. Check the numbers and append ST. First means 1 ST. Second means 2, second ND. So again, I have to write little bit logic, okay? But see what happens. Please enter 1 month salary, 2 months salary, 3 months salary. Something like that. You got the idea, right? You can write
Yes,
this
sir.
kind of sentence, or you can write like this also. You can be more creative. You can frame your own sentences. See, it's like a playground. However you want to play, you can play. Only thing is, know the rules. If you know the rules, then only you can play cricket, right? If you don't know the rules, you will not know what you are doing. So once you know the rules, you start playing. You can write whatever program, logic, whatever you want. Okay, so here I want you to answer. So this is first month. First time it is telling, please enter first month. You collected, you added the total. You are checking the month is less. 1 is obviously less than 3. So it is true and it continues. But what will happen here? Second time, it came back. What is the message you are going to get? Read it loud. Please enter salary for month number. What will be there in this?
Second month.
How will it become second? Who is instructing the computer to make it second? It is still one, right?
Yes, sir.
So will it print one or it will print two?
One.
Yes, that is the problem, right? That's what I want you to catch. What will happen is it keeps on going in a loop. It keeps telling, please enter for month number 1. It collects, please enter for first month. Again collects, it will never end.
We need to increment, sir, month number.
Exactly. Who was that? Who answered
Rabia, Rabia, sir.
this? Okay, good, Rabia. That's what I wanted to hear from you guys. So that is the problem here in this loop. See, you have to remember whenever you are creating a loop, you should define. This is called definition. First, you should define. This is the basic number you are starting with. And once you enter the loop, you are checking for some boundary conditions. We call it as boundary or exit condition. What is the boundary in this? 1 is the starting point. 3 is the ending. So there is another mistake here. I made less than 3, right? So what will happen is it starts with 1. It comes here. You have to increment here. Month number equal to number
Month number
plus 1.
plus 1.
Okay, I'm writing in very simple language, okay, so that you can understand. There are other special operators. We just tell month plus plus, we can tell month plus equal to 1. So there are different ways of writing this, but you start with very basic, okay? Don't worry about too complex things. So you incremented the month. This is very important. When you start with a number, you should always initialize, increment, check that boundary value.
Okay,
These
sir.
3 things, 1, 2, 3, keep it in your mind. Whenever you will write a loop, you have to know this. That is when you know I want to run it 3 times. First time, then increment to 2. Keep checking whether it is less than 3.
We need to less than or equal to 3, no, sir?
Yes, who was that? Who answered
Rabia,
that?
sir. Rabia.
Yes, Rabia, good. See, you're catching that point, right?
Yes, sir.
If you, that's what I wanted to run. If I keep it as less than 3,
It's only 2. Month of 2 is in.
correct. It will only print first month,
Second month.
then second month, and after that it tells, yeah, 2 is less than 3.
Yes, sir.
But I incremented here.
Yes,
So
sir.
it becomes 3. It will only run 2 times.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you use, you should be very careful. Less than, equal to. You should use the operator less than or equal to. Wait, I'll just delete it. Others are following this.
Yes, sir.
This is very important. Okay, this is what is looping. This loops declaring variable, using those variables, display message, accept values. Use that in your whatever business logic. We call this as business logic. You're writing some logic here.
Are the loops really important?
Yeah, loops are very important because assume you are collecting, you want to write a program to collect all the students' exam fees. A college might have 5,000, 10,000 students. Can I write a sentence like this? Display, please enter fees for Sudha, accept fees for Sudha. Display, enter fees for Aisha, accept fees for Aisha. Display, enter fees for Rabia. If I keep writing like this, display, accept, how many times I have to write? And also the program becomes very hard-coded,
Length, yeah.
right? It's very lengthy and it's too much customized. I can't sell this program. This program cannot use it by other colleges. So instead, we will tell, okay, there are 5,000 students. I'll declare here, collect fees for 5,000 students. And you'll tell enter Fees for first student. I accept the value. Do your whatever calculations you want to, add the total, get the due dates or whatever, do your logic, and you go to the second loop. Again, this line you're running it for 5,000 times. Here I'll just change it from one, this condition here, right? Here I will tell if the month is less than or equal to 3, right? There is another way. If you start with 0, you can just tell less than 3. But I'm starting with 1. That is why be careful, less than or equal to 3. Or you can also write less than 4 also you can write. Okay.
Okay, sir.
This also will run 3 times. Or you tell less than or equal to 3. You got the idea, right? You can write as 4 less, when you use equal, it becomes 3. It is a or condition, less than or equal to 3.
Yes, sir.
Something happened. Okay. So these are called loops. So what did I use? I just used a simple if condition, declaration, increment operator, and if condition. Now I'll show you another way of writing loops. Because in programming, when you start learning language, there are 3 types of loops. We call it as do while loop, and a for condition. For loop they tell. Okay. There are 3 ways I can write it. While, do while, and for. Okay, I'll explain what it is, but you don't have to worry much. You learn this when you learn the Java language. So after this session, they will continue with Java. So that time you'll learn it. While is, you're just telling while and you tell your condition. What you tell is month number is less than 3. Use brackets here, okay, in programming language. You're telling while the language is less than 3, and you increment here. Month equal to month plus 1. This is one way of writing, okay? When you write a program, month number equal to 1. Integer, int means integer. What you are seeing now, right? This is a pure Java code.
Okay, sir.
Remember integer, there we told numbers so that it's easy for us. Here I'm telling integer. You are declaring a number and there is a clause, we call it as a clause, okay? While this is like English, right? While somebody is alive, do things. While the patient is still in the hospital, collect his fees. You use this term while, English language. This is used in programming also. Java uses this terminology. So you're telling while this month is less than 3 and you're putting parentheses. You're telling whatever you write inside this parenthesis, it will execute these things, keep on executing until this condition fails. When will it fail? When the number increases to 3. And how are you increasing? Here you are increasing it inside. So you're telling total salary plus salary, and here you are telling display. Instead of display, there is a function print like this. Please your salary for month number. I told you, right? Plus number. I'm just showing you coding, the whatever concept you saw there, how to write it in Java language. This is called Java language.
Okay, sir.
This is you will be able to easily correlate. See, what is important is writing this logic. Once you understand this, how to write in a picture, right? These concepts, then you are starting to write with a language. You are learning how to print. What is the function for print? There we are telling display, right?
Yes.
So, and these operators, you know how to do calculation, you know how to declare variables. You pretty much you got 50-60% of programming when you start writing the diagrams.
Sir.
So this is you're doing checking the condition, then only entering here. If I tell if the number is 4, will it ever enter this loop? Say I'm starting integer number equal to 4. I made a mistake. First thing it will check is this is a if condition basically,
Okay.
but it is called a loop. Instead of if, there is if also. If you can write a condition here. In a programming language, you have a if condition. Whatever you write inside these braces, if this condition satisfies, then it will do this. You can write your conditions here. Okay. But while is a loop. You can do if also, but it is complicated. So language gives you something called while loops. Okay. If is also there. If is a simple condition, while is a loop. There is something called do while. Some of the languages it supports. Java, I have to double check. Okay. Most of the languages it supports do while. The idea with do while is it will execute it at least one time. I'll not go into detail. Okay. Let us not deviate. But I wanted to just introduce you to 3 different types of loops you can write. While, do while. Do while means at least one time it will execute, then it will start checking all these conditions. Here, right, if you make a mistake, it will not enter at all in this condition. I made a mistake here. I told number is 4. It will check whether my number is less than 3. No, it is not less than 3. It will not even execute this. This full block, it will not execute. Because I made a mistake here.
Yes, sir.
But in this case, right, at least once it will execute. What it will do is it will execute, then it will check the condition. That is the difference with this. You're telling first to do the thing, then you check the condition. If you write same code like this, although there is a mistake here. Here there's a mistake, right? Number is 4, so it will not enter. This full block, it will not enter. But here still it is 4. Here I'm telling, is it less than 4? Yes, it is less, but it will not do the checking. First it will run everything, then it will come back and check. Okay, that is a slight difference is there if you want to execute once. There is something called for loops also. This is what is greatly used. These are very clear. You have to increment here, right? See, when you saw these conditions, it consists of 3 parts. One declaration or initialization. The correct way of using is you initialize with 1. You do a checking, do whatever logic because it enters, it satisfies, it enters inside. You do all your logic. Then you have to increment it. These are the 3 key parts. Initialize, your condition, and increment. That is how system knows I have to keep running. Once it meets, it has to fail somewhere. To fail, you keep on incrementing. When it fails, it goes out. It comes out of the loop and continues. Display, thank you, something. Or you just tell print using a Java language. Thank you. Total salary. Equal to the total salary. You end the program. We use parentheses for beginning, ending, but we don't worry about it. This is a Java code actually. Whatever you wrote in diagram, I just mimicked it in a Java language. Don't jump to this. We'll write it in simple English language. That we call it as an algorithm. Diagrams, flowcharts, then algorithm, then you come to this language. Then you'll start easily understanding. First, you start learning, reading somebody's code. It's easy to understand. Oh, this is what he's doing here. This is what he's printing. This is what he's accepting. Here he's doing an increment. Here he's again printing and he's ending the program. You will be able to easily read somebody's code once you understand the flowcharts. Okay, I'll continue. The difference is in a for loop, we do all the three things here. Integer, month, number equal to 1. I just put a comma. Month number is less than or equal to 3, comma.
So it's a semicolon.
It's a semicolon, yes, good. Who was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sudha, good. You're remembering the language syntax. So I put a comma. I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. People are not familiar with Java language. But instead of confusing them. But see here, you see all the three things are put in single line. Initialization, condition, increment. And here you just write your regular code, whatever you want. You don't have to increment here. Java languages, no, whenever it enters, I have to initialize, do all my calculation. After initializing, check the value. This will execute only once, only one time. This will execute for every loop. As long as the condition keeps on satisfying, keeps on repeating this. And who will make it fail? After every loop, it will increment at the end. When it is executing the last line, it will increment. Then go and check the condition. Run this. Increment. Go and check the condition. Run this. Increment. That is how it goes. This is run only one time. This first part. Second part is every time it enters the loop, it will keep on checking. This is equivalent to your while loop here, which you are familiar in this diagram, right? So I just gave you a glimpse. I'm just trying to correlate things. Don't worry about it. Don't lose your sleep if you don't understand. You continue with these diagrams.
Okay, sir.
Got it? So today I will just continue because we touched upon few concepts already. I will try to recap. I'll show you how to write the algorithms today. We'll take the same example. You are familiar with this, right? We want to collect 3 months salary, go in a loop, accept it and keep checking. So these same things, you can write it. Let me take, let me see. I take a Word document and we can write it in Word. See, algorithms are always written. It is just a easy English language. Whatever you did with a diagram, right? You are putting in words. That is all it's called algorithm. So you just tell what is this algorithm for? Algorithm for collecting 3 months salary and displaying the applicable taxes. Just a heading you are just giving for your. You will start with step number 1. Always use like this, okay? And you tell begin the program. Step number 2. What I have to do after beginning? Think you are writing all the things for a computer, right? You are instructing the computer. So first is you are going to declare all the variables. So you will tell declare variables.
Month salary.
And first one is
Month
number.
number.
Month number. So we'll use, you can, if you already start using like a programming language, right? It will become easier for you. Or if you're all new, you don't know any programming language, don't worry, you can just tell declare variables month number as number
Number.
semicolon. Second one, your total salary,
Total salary.
salary as number. This is to keep it as a simple English language.
Okay.
You don't have to worry. You can use any English language. Nobody will penalize you. Or if you already know a little bit of programming, you can write the other way. Number, salary. Do it like this. Integer, you know, these are called data types. There are different data types. I told you in the last class.
So we are writing these flow charts into as algorithms.
Correct. So
Okay.
first we learn to write flow chart.
Flow chart. Okay.
You learn this square boxes means declaration, definition, calculation, whatever you want the system to do without interacting with the user. You don't. We don't want system to ask, hey, month number, should I keep 1 or 3 or 2? This is something we want computer to start keeping the track of things. So use a square bracket. But you want computer to display a message on the screen. That is when use a parallelogram. Okay. So it's easy to read when you use different symbols. Display and accept. And when you accept the salary, where to store? I have already declared salary is a number. It is of type number. So this same thing I'm writing in English language here. Okay. So I'm just telling the number, salary, or total salary, then what else? Month number, this. You already know. So I think it's a good idea. You start it with month number like this. Use semicolons. It will help you when you go into Java language. Any language, it uses semicolon to end the instruction. When you are writing English, right? What do you generally do? To end a sentence, what you will do? What is the symbol? What is the character you use in English language?
You use a full stop.
Full stop. Good. So we use full
We use
stops in
period.
English. Period and full stops, right? So likewise, in computer language, you use semicolon to tell this is the end of my instruction.
The end of the sentence.
End of the sentence. Sentence in computer is instruction.
Okay.
Each instruction is one sentence. You're telling to your kid, hey, get me a glass of water. That is one instruction, right? One sentence. It is one instruction. So to computer, you're telling, define this. Define a variable called number. This is the name and this is the number. This is of type number. Don't worry about this. I can make it more legible. I'm just defining all this. Start using like a programming language only, so you will get comfortable. If you don't know language, you can simply define it as how Rabia has done here. Where is Rabia's example? This one. If you don't know the language, write it like this. Don't worry about it. You still don't know the language, but you know the idea, you know the concept. This concept, you're telling accept the date of joining, enter the date of joining. So you can use this kind of sentence also. But I want you to start using small like this one word, which is called a variable, because you will be transitioning into programming. So you start using them. These are all called variables. I just wrote 2 times. Integer, number, long, there are slight differences. Double, float, I told you in the last class. Total salary, you have to declare it. So after this, what you're going to tell? You're going to tell display. Double quotes. Please enter your
Month number. Plus
And use like this, okay? Plus is for, when you use plus for a number, it adds. But when you use plus for a string, two strings, it will join. That is what it will do, okay?
okay, sir.
Number. So here you declared it. You can also tell month set. See, if you know, if you want to use the regular English language, right? Algorithms, we generally use language only, English language. You use set, display, those kind of keywords. Or if you are already knowing little bit language, you can start with month number equal to 0 or equal to 1, you can start. You declared, you defined it. Sorry, defined and declared. So these are they use terminologies, right? So there are two ways. You can declare, define and declare also. Both the things I'm doing here, one shot. Define a variable called salary, which is of type number, and you're initializing it to 0. Two things I'm doing here. You're creating one variable of this type. See here, I'm just creating a variable, but I'm not giving any value to this. Value, I'm giving it here. But here, what I'm doing, I'm creating plus also I'm defining, defaulting it. Okay. So I'm just showing you two ways of doing things. There's no right, wrong way. This is the elegant, easiest way because we don't forget. When you define, you declare it. Define and declare, define and declare. Here we might forget. If we forget, what happens is system will create one variable called number. Sorry, variable called month number. It is just allocating a memory. And that memory, previously somebody else would have used it. It's like you are going to a hotel and you are trying to drink water there. Hotel guy has kept so many water bottles there, right? Water, what do you say? Glasses. So first thing, what will you do? You'll take somebody's glass there, you'll wash it, and then you'll use it for your drinking water, correct? Or will you take and then simply start drinking from there? Because you don't know, right? As a safety precaution, whether the hotel guy has washed and kept it, or somebody used and kept it in that, has he mixed it? You never know what has happened with that glass. This is like a glass. Whenever you take, it's a good practice. Whenever you take, you define yourself. Hey, keep it as 0. Don't assume it's going to be always empty. Somebody would have used it.
Yes.
You're getting the idea, right?
Yes.
So what happens is when you tell number is, it is a 4 byte usually. 2 to 4 bytes, depending on language, depending on operating system. Computer stores data in bytes. You all know that, right? So what happens is it will allocate 2 bytes or 4 bytes of data. And that byte, usually it's a memory in your computer. Somebody else would have used it earlier and he would have left his values in that memory. And if you are using, you are telling, it is like something like this. Wait, I'll give you an analogy. When you learn language, right, you will know all these things. I'm just giving you little bit ideas. Okay, you don't have to worry too much. See, this is like your hard disk memory. Whatever I'm blocking here. Let me color this. It will be green. Okay. So this is the memory. We tell, right, how many GBs of your hard disk, what is your hard disk size, what is your memory size. We tell my laptop is what is the latest? 1 terabyte hard disk, 512 GB RAM. This is your RAM basically. Assume this is 512 RAM. And whenever somebody has written a program, this is Sudha's program to find salary, right? This is what she's writing. Maybe before this, she has run another program, assume MS Office Word, you have opened it and you wrote one document you have written. Okay. Maybe this document is very lengthy and it has occupied a lot of space. Computer, what it will do is when you were working on this document, it will allocate this memory here. Whatever you wrote in the document is used. The content of the document is stored here. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay, you have opened one document that is read and it is stored here. Then you work on some Excel. You create something you worked on Excel. Okay. Now computer will start allocating using this memory for Excel. Now I am running my program. So my computer will start using somewhere here. For my program, you are declaring the variables, right? You are telling I need number, first number it will store here. This is for your total salary. This is for your salary. This is for month number. It will randomly allocate. Wherever there is space, computer will start allocating the memory. Suppose you are writing your program to collect one more, maybe tax. Okay. So it will check where is memory. It might allocate wherever there is a space. It will allocate. Okay. There's no hard and fast rule. It has to keep sequential. Computer is simply storing. These are all the buckets. I keep calling them as buckets, variables. This is basically internally it's a memory in your hard disk, in your RAM basically. Because this program is running, everything loads into the RAM. And in RAM, it needs to allocate this value. And this is where it is storing when you enter, hey, accept the salary, you entered 5 lakhs. That is stored here. And your month is stored here. Is equal to 1. Then it becomes 2, then it becomes 3. You keep on incrementing, right? That is stored here. Now, because you used Excel and Word, it had allocated this memory. That's what I told you. This memory is for Excel, this is for Word. You are running 3 things. You are running this program and you are running 3 things. So it has allocated memory like this. Suppose you are done with this Excel and you close this document. You are done with this and you close this. What happens is it will release the memory. This one, right? This guy also has stored something. You have typed something in the document, something was there. Some number, some value, something was there. This is Excel, right? Excel might have some value, some text. Whatever you worked on, it has used this memory to store that. And after working, you have closed this document, for example. Now you are running this program and say I have done this mistake. I have not allocated, I have not initialized month number here. What it is doing is when I run my program, assume I have worked on this and I closed. So everything is free now. This will all become green. Sorry for the color. I think, where is my color? Maybe it is this one. When you are using it was red color. This was whatever. What color is this? Purple. In poor colors. Okay. So, but once you closed it, it will make everything available. But the catch is it may not clear this. It is not computer's job to clear. You simply closed it. It simply closed. It released all the memory. But whatever data was there, it is still sitting there. Now I ran my program. In my program, I'm telling I need this 4 variables, 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. I need 1 variable for month number, 1 for tax, and these 2 for salaries. So because I told computer will just check, oh, this is also free, right? It might decide to use this. So what will happen is it will use this space. For example, for my month number, it will allocate this space. Okay. First is month number. It has allocated. Next is salary. It might allocate here. But what will happen is After allocating, you're also initializing. So what it will do, it will initialize to 0. It will delete old data. You see the difference, what happened to this one and this one. It has deleted, it initializes, re-initializes to 0. But here, you just declared it allocated space. But it doesn't know some value, previous value was there. That value will be starting to be used by your number. It won't clear it. You see the problem here, what happens? So that is where it is a good idea to always initialize. Because computer, when it reuses used up memory, it will not re-initialize unless you tell it to re-initialize. So you can declare and later also you can initialize here below. But before using, you should remember to initialize it. Is everybody getting this?
Yes.
So I'm telling, see, when I'm teaching you little bit algorithm, I'm also trying to correlate with what's happening in the computer behind the scenes, what's happening in your hardware, what's happening with your hard disk, with your memory. This will give you a good idea to understand how your program is running in the background, what happens behind the scenes, how your loops are being used. Okay. So, okay. Step number 5 is after displaying, you're telling accept, right? You can tell accept salary. Just accepting the salary. Step number 6. So you have to keep writing same things, whatever you wrote in this diagram. The same thing you keep on writing. But I'll show you one concept, loop. How do you represent in this? Okay, after accepting the salary, you're telling check if month number. You have to tell like this. Month number plus 1. Or you can use this one. If you don't know, you just tell increment month adding 1. Use sentence, okay? If you know a language, you start practicing like this. This is what is a programming language. If you don't know, use English sentence. Increment month number. Here you are telling declare month number. And here you can tell initialize month number equal to 1. Here you are telling increment month number by adding 1. Month number, you can write like this. You are just writing in a English fashion, in a very meaningful way. This is called algorithm. And when you write coding like this, right, this is called code. Java. So after this, you are telling check if condition month number is less than or equal to 3.
So to write each statement.
If true, yeah. See, it takes time. Go to, where should I go? If it is true, you are checking number is less than 3, less than or equal to 3. Go to step 4.
4. Okay.
You don't need to tell steps. So you just tell if it is true, do like this. If it is false, continue. Let's continue step number 7. And tell continue to step number 7. Step number 7, display. Thank you. Total access are, or you calculate here. Step number 8 is tax equal to whatever. You continue writing your other logic. Finally, you tell thank you. Your taxes are.
Break and everything.
Sorry?
We can use break continue in algorithm.
See here, I told go to, right? Go to is used for loops in a algorithm. See, the idea why this algorithm came into picture is in the very beginning days, there were languages like Basic, Fortran, and Pascal. Okay, those are also languages. Those languages were precedent. They were before C language. They were before Java. Java is a new kid on the block. Okay, basic language. Basic language was like this only: display, accept, go to. These are all the keywords in basic language. It is like purely like English only. It will look like you're writing a simple work instruction. Okay, we call it as work instructions. When you join any company, there will be standard operating procedure, SOP we tell. Okay.
Okay.
So when you join a company, they will give you one handbook. They will tell this is what you have to follow. Go through all the rules in this workbook. You have to come on time, do this, wear a uniform. All your rules, regulations are written in that work instruction.
Okay.
Okay, so that work instruction, it resembles your basic language, resembles like that: do, accept, get, go to. So that is where we started writing algorithms, which is like a simple English language, and translating this into your basic language was very easy in those days. Later what they did is, instead of using English like words, they started using more symbols like this. Instead of telling increment, I can simply tell equal to this, equal to this plus 1. It's easy to understand, also short, crisp. So C language, Java language started using like this. Okay, so whatever Rabia has written, it is almost in the format of a this one, right? It is like algorithm only. Only thing what I am seeing it is missing is step numbers are missing, little bit of variable definition, standard words you should start using, except, display, like this. If you change it, it becomes a algorithm. Okay, go to calculate and all this, and at the end you tell step number 10 is end. Stop. Here you tell begin and end. This is only your algorithm basically. And if you little bit learn after this, you start with these two things, and slowly by the time I think before you realize, you will be able to write same thing like this. This is a Java language. It's basically a program. Same thing what we discussed, we wrote it in a very simple way. Print equal to incrementing. You use this parenthesis here. You're not using go to. There are go to keywords also, but I think they were removed in Java language because go tos are too confusing. We saw this example here yesterday. Let me see if I still have it open. Yeah, if you see this kind of examples, right? Imagine if you have to write this, you're flowing from here to here, here to here. You see how many places you're moving here. If you have to write this in the steps, right, easily you will make mistakes. You have to write so many go to here, go to here, go to here, from here to here, here to there. So many go tos will be there. Connectors will be there. So when you start writing like a story like this, it will get really complicated. That's when you will start thinking, hey, my program is a easier way of writing. See, this will become very easy for you to write. You know, this whatever you write inside this parenthesis, begin and open, is one block. This block will execute when this condition is satisfied. If it fails, it won't enter here. Yeah, I did something. Okay, I think we'll stop here. We spoke about few things. Variables we spoke, constants, you know about it. Little bit of arithmetic operators also you are learning. And loops, little loops we practiced. I'll give you very simple examples. I'll be trying to follow one of the course materials. So you can practice this actually. Very simple 2 line, 4 line programs are there. that will help you in practicing these concepts. Start with flowchart only, and slowly you can start writing this kind of algorithms. Write side by side. Write a flowchart and describe like this. And then you'll only start getting bored. Why should I write such a big sentence? All you are telling is increment number by adding 1. This is easy to write. Okay, any questions? I think we have really run out of time again. So do you have any questions?
No, sir. So,
Okay, I'll send you this files. Just keep it as a reference. I know this is not legible. I did not really put all the effort here, right, to write it very legibly. But you can use some standard sentences and write. Same thing, try to write this salary example is there, right? Write it in an algorithm format.
okay, sir.
And tomorrow we'll continue. We will try to complete all the basic concepts in programming. And once you get this idea, you can begin with coding language, programming language. Java will start by next week. Okay, then thank you all. It was
Thank you.
nice having you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll meet again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.